Hey guys, welcome back to Santa's workshop. Just back here in the backyard doing some tinkering, so I thought I'd make a little video of what's going on back here. And what's going on is the 73 Plymouth is still on 3 legs. It's bandaged up, it's awaiting further surgery. And what's going on with that actually is that we're waiting on a wheel cylinder. I had to order a replacement. It had come out of state, so it's taken a few days to get here. Should be here in a day or two. So that's a good thing. We get that wrapped back up and back on the road hopefully. And so that's a good thing. And you know, I'll just interject real quick and say, you know, there used to be a time that you could find wheel cylinders and brake parts and anything you needed for a car like that anywhere, on every street corner it seemed like. But now, you know, it's not the case. And you know, it's when I say that not many people have these cars anymore, of course there's people, you know, that kind of dispute that. They come out of the woodwork. Bob anyway, then remind me that people still do have these cars, but at least in the eyes of the people that supply parts for them, there's not that many, I guess, on the road, so not much demand for it. But what we got going here is I've got the air cleaner to this car over here. I've got it on my workbench, as the case may be, and I'm kind of doing some testing on it. And I know that sounds funny that you do some testing on an air cleaner, but this is kind of a special air cleaner. This is a, let's see if I can turn this over briefly. Take a look at it. That's the crunch. That's the air cleaner that goes on the car there. 4-barrel air cleaner assembly. And what makes this kind of special is this is not a dual snorkel. This is after they stopped using dual snorkels on small blocks. So what they did is, to kind of compensate for that, they used a door, a control trap door. This is the bottom of the air cleaner, and they used a trap door that opens up in certain conditions, namely wide open throttle, and admits more air into the air cleaner. So it's a pretty neat old thing there. And actually, technically, this is not the air cleaner that goes on it. That's a 73 model car, and this is a 72 air cleaner. You know, or that old song 69, 70, 71, 72, you know, whatever. But anyway, that's the deal. And the reason I wanted this one is because that 73 on up doesn't have that trap door in it. So plus I got a good deal on this. And of course it's not restored, it's original condition, it's got rust and all kinds of crap on it, but that's alright, I don't care, so is the rest of the car. It matches. But what I'm doing is I'm testing the actuator on this air cleaner. This is a vacuum operated actuator that you see right there. It's got a vacuum line connected to it. And at this point in the video I need to give you a quick lesson on engine vacuum so you know what we're doing here. When the engine is running, like at idle speed and low to mid loads, engine load, and that's, I don't mean RPM, I mean load, like how far down your foot is on the accelerator, you have plenty of engine vacuum. You usually have anywhere from 12 to 13 on 16, 17 inches of vacuum present, and so that's plenty to operate things like power brakes and climate control things if you have them. That car actually does have a little bit of vacuum operated accessories on it and things like that. But when you punch the gas down all the way to the floor, your vacuum goes all the way to zero and goes away. That's just the way that it is with, you know, an internal combustion engine. So you let back off the gas, the vacuum comes back up. So if you ever have a vacuum gauge, it's neat to watch that, because you know you can see how it reacts. But anyway, the main thing you need to remember is wide open throttle, you go down to zero, no vacuum. So that brings us to this. The way this works is, has this vacuum line connected to it, and this other end of that, if it had another end that would reach, would go to the carburetor. So while the engine is running, this has at idle speeds and low load, mid load, you know, not much load on it. It's got a strong vacuum signal to it. So when that happens, we'll use our mighty vac and we'll pump this thing up a little bit. You'll see that the door is closed. That's how it would stay. So we've pumped up to about a little over 10 inches of vacuum, and it is dropping a little bit, but that's enough to keep it closed, so it's doing fine. So anyway, that's how this would normally be in a closed position when you're just cruising around or idling around or whatever. But say you need to teach somebody a lesson and you want to go to wide open throttle all of a sudden. This is my the trigger down here. This is what kills the vacuum signal to it. So let's just see what happens. We're gonna pretend this is our gas pedal, and we're gonna go all the way to the floor with it. Watch and see what happens. Then we let off the gas. Comes back closed again because we don't need all that airflow. Next time you need to teach somebody a lesson. So that's how that works. It's really neat. It's very simple, but it's very neat. And so that one seems to be working good. So it'll be just simply have an air filter put in it and put back on, and it'll be ready to go. So I thought I would show you that. I know these day and age you don't see much of stuff like this, so it'll be a little trip down memory lane for you. So okay guys, thank you so much for watching this little video, and we'll get back on some other stuff and get some more videos going. Things kind of slowed down since I got that truck going, but I actually have to go back in and revisit a couple things on it that are leaking, so we'll be doing videos on that. And just remember, no matter what anybody says, nobody drives cars like that with drum brakes anymore. Nobody. Ha, just kidding. See you guys. Have a good one.